this time. You know I've never ever jived so good. Like your mama and your daddy always told you you should. Jive, talking about some jive talk. Kind of in the style of Poison's Talk Dirty to Me. Why? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Simple, easy, lemon squeezy, lemon peasy, lemon squeezy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another titillating downer. Definitely, this episode's going to be kind of a downer. We're talking about some downer news. But welcome back to the old Jive Talking with Shane Diablo, episode 82. Can we believe it? Can we believe that we've made it this far? Isn't this wonderful and amazing to you that I give you this gift every week? Let me have a quick drink of this. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Today at work, one of our drivers locked his keys in the car, in the truck. They go down, they get a Slim Jim. Not a meat stick Slim Jim, Macho Man Randy Savage, but a Slim Jim that opens doors. Apparently they sat there for a solid 2 hours trying to get it open. And the boss is like, it's going to cost us $260. I came over there. Can you guess where this story's going? I came over there. I stuck the damn thing in there, worked it over towards the door, and twist and turn and ka-clunk. You know, boss, his eyes lit up like a goddamn Christmas tree. He was so happy. He was so damn happy. Now, will that equate into more money in my pocket? Absolutely not. No way. Not a raise, not a bonus, not another. Just, wow, that was very impressive you could do that. But it was the first time I'd ever used a Slim Jim and broke into a vehicle. Now I feel like I want to get a Slim Jim and try breaking into some vehicles. I don't know. Don't go out there and do that. It's against the law. But we're going to get right into this. I welcome you guys. We have your comments here at the end. If you want to listen to this or watch it on Spotify, you can listen to it and watch it on YouTube. If you want to take part in the comments that we get to at the end, even if you get to the end of this and you realize, oh, there's a comment section that he does at the end. If you've made it that far, you go to the YouTube video for that episode, you put your requests and we get to them or your comments, we get to them at the end. I don't know what's going on with this. I think this is Rikki Rockett, Poison drummer extraordinaire, blasts inhumane social media reaction to plight of Titan passengers. I don't like to get dark and dirty and damp and, any of that bullshit, but I think he's talking about, if I'm correct, there was like a submarine or a submersible, they call it, that went missing for like 10 hours or something, right? So I don't know what's happening with it, but I did see a couple TikToks that popped up like, it just vanished. UFOs took it. So I wanted to get into this. Poison's Rikki Rockett blasts inhumane social media reaction to the plight of the Titan passengers. Poison drummer Rikki Rockett has blasted really inhumane comments on social media about the plight. Does he use the word plight? Of the Titan, a purportedly cutting-edge submersible. I always said submersible, but it's submersible. That had been on a sightseeing tour down to the wreck of the Titanic before it vanished Sunday. All 5 people inside, including a father and his 19-year-old son, are believed to have died after so they didn't find it. I thought they did find it. Are believed to have died after the submersible suffered a catastrophic implosion, according to OceanGate. Jeez, I thought they came back or something. The company that led the mission. On Wednesday, June 21st, one day before search and rescue teams found outer parts of the Titan near the site of the Titanic wreckage, Rikki took to his Facebook page to write, "My heart goes out to the people and families of the missing submarine. I have heard some really inhumane comments from people like, play stupid games, get stupid prizes. And a-hole comments like that. Who said it? Nikki Six? Really, people being that judgmental and inhumanely pathetic blow my mind. Have you ever done something that was important to you but seemed stupid and a waste of money to others? I bet we all have. Yes, tickets to David Lee Roth and Poison. I'm just kidding. I enjoyed that show. This is still Ricky here. I seriously think that collective consciousness can help in a dire situation. So he means thoughts and prayers and stuff like that. Good vibrations, good pulses, good meditations towards the situation at hand. He still goes here. Can't we please just offer decency at a time like this? Godspeed to everyone involved. Earlier today, Ricky returned to his Facebook page to write terrible news about the Ocean Gate vessel, but it at least looks like they never knew it was coming. God bless the families, friends who passed. I hope people are saved in the future learning from this. I'd really like to know what happened. The debris found on the ocean floor about 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic was consistent with catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber in the submersible, said Rear Admiral John Mauger of the U.S. Coast Guard during a press conference Thursday afternoon. In a statement, OceanGate wrote, boy, that's one hell of a name, right? Pizzagate, this gate, that gate, OceanGate. This is a very sad time, the entire Explorer community, and for each of the family members of those lost at sea. Here's why I thought that they came back, is because there was a video or a headline I thought I saw, and maybe it was just before they had found this wreckage or whatever, that he was talking about when they come back because of the head pressures and everything else, they're going to feel polar. They're gonna feel like high anxiety one minute, and then they're gonna be really mellow and happy one because but I guess not. The 5 men who died in the submersible included OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush. Stocks just went down in a big rush for OceanGates, right? CEO Stockton Rush, British billionaire explorer Hamish Harding, French maritime and Titanic expert Paul Henry Negolet, and father and son, man, they got to be rich as sin too, right? And father and son from one of Pakistan's most prominent families, Shahzada Dawood and Sulman Dawood. These men were true explorers who shared a distinct spirit of adventure and a deep passion for exploring and protecting the world's oceans. I agree with all that. Our hearts are with these 5 souls and even members of their family during these tragic times, OceanGate said in a statement today. And there is the OceanGate. This is the Titan. This is the thing. Yeah. Well, let's have a moment of silence for the OceanGate Titan. I feel bad for them. I didn't know that was the case. I thought that they got back. So if you didn't know that they didn't get back, well, now you know. Michael Sweet here. Striper, Michael Sweet details latest health issues, asks fans for prayers. This can't be good. When Michael Sweet is calling on you for thoughts and prayers, I hope it's not bad. Let's cross your fingers. Everyone cross your fingers right now. Unless you're driving. Striper frontman Michael Sweet has opened up about his latest health scares, including issues with his vision. We knew that he had the eye thing and a growing nodule on his thyroid. Where's that, in your brain? We'll find out. Earlier today, Thursday, June 22nd, the 59-year-old vocalist guitarist who resides in Massachusetts took to his social media to write, "Hello, my friends. I'm not one to post every little detail about my private life and or my health, but I do, however, believe in the power of prayer, so I wanted to ask you all to say a few prayers for me over the next few weeks." First, this is going to be long. First, I've had a few nodules in my thyroid for a few years now. He continued, this is fairly common, yet it can and will have an effect on the voice and can cause issues. So the thyroid nodules or whatever on its throat, issues over time. One of the nodules, right side, has basically remained the same size. The left side, however, has grown quite a bit over the past few years. So I'm having a biopsy procedure next Tuesday at 8:30 Est. Second, my left good eye, it had 2 retinal tears when my right eye detached back in November of 2021. They lasered those tees to keep them from tearing and more and causing a detachment in the eyes. Is he writing like this? There's a spelling error in here too, right there. Big old G. Those, it should be those. He put a G. His thumb hit the H. So yeah, the H is right next to that. Unfortunately, my vision has progressively gotten worse in that eye, and now it's extremely foggy, cloudy. I had a checkup yesterday, and the good news is my right eye, bad eye, is looking pretty good. Sweet added, there's another spelling error. T-Y-E. Instead of H. Where's the Y? Yeah. So what he went up on the Y instead of just going right below it to the H there. The bad news is my left eye, good eye, is there's no improvement. I'll need surgery. Vitrectomy. That'd be a great name for a band. Vitrectomy? Somebody look that up on Spotify and see if that's there. Vitrectomy on the eye to remove blood, scarring, and fluid floaters. I appreciate your prayers, and I'm grateful that I can ask for those prayers. Please send them promptly. P.O. Box, Striper 7772, Massachusetts. Bengal, Maine. Striper is the first overtly Christian metal band to go mainstream. The group's name comes from Isaiah 53:5, which states, "But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised of our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with these stripes we are healed." You know, you could cut all of that out because that 53, that what I remember is, with these stripes you are healed. They're wearing black and yellow. You go, yeah. That's too, you can't come up to some little heavy metal 12-year-olds and say, what is 53.5? Because you know what they're going to say to you? With these stripes, you are healed. I'm just saying. In 2018 interview with the Detroit Free Press, Michael said that Striper was never fully embraced by the heavy metal and hard rock communities, largely because the band's Christian lyrics. We've never been accepted, this is him, we've never been accepted by either side, he said. The secular side, the mainstream side. They've never accepted us to this day. We're probably that band that everyone's going to go to whenever there's a time to mock. We'll be the band used for that in most cases. Now, on the Christian side, we've never really had the full support of the Christian side because we don't fit into their little club. We're not wearing suits and ties and going to every church and preaching. I think if you just got rid of the black stripes, if you just went wearing all yellow. Anyway, so there's that, guys. Get well soon. I'd say we take just a moment here to give out a brief prayer to Michael Sweet because I want both of them eyes working and a-lurking. Amen. Let's get on to this. Old Ozzy, when he was at the Commonwealth Games, there was this big metal bowl, pretty cool, kind of steampunky, and they says, we're going to name this after Ozzy. So I wanted to read the story. There's the Ozman and there's the big bowl, and I wanted to read the story. Can we do that? Let's do it. It's official. Birmingham Commonwealth Games Bowl, named after Ozzy Osbourne. Let's get into this. According to the BBC, the mechanical bull that made an appearance at last year's Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England, has been named after Ozzy Osbourne. The naming of the 33-foot-tall, 10-meter sculpture came out after a public vote and was revealed on BBC Breakfast. Breakfast time with Harvey. More than 28,000 votes were cast to name the sculpture, previously known informally as Raging Bull. The other shortlisted names were Boston, Brummie, and Bolton. The Ozzy Bull will be unveiled at its permanent home in Birmingham New Street Station in July. Excuse me, where's the Birmingham New Street Station? Well, it's right over there by the Ozzy Bull. Osbourne performed at the closing of the Commonwealth Games in his original hometown of Birmingham, England, on August 8, 2022. The Black Sabbath icon made a surprise appearance at the Games, declaring Birmingham forever. As fireworks erupted, Ozzy performed Paranoid with Black Sabbath guitarist Tony Iommi and two musicians who we don't know who they are, don't care, for the band's final tour. Adam Wakeman, who we do care. Oh yeah, Tommy Rob Zombie's old drummer was playing that thing too. Oh, sorry. With Black Sabbath guitarist Tony Iommi, two musicians from the band's final tour, Adam Wakeman, and play bass keyboards, and the drummer Tommy Clufitos. How do you say that? Clufitos? Clufitos Intolerant? When I asked last year, is this Ozzy? When I asked last year to close the Commonwealth... okay, this is Ozzy. When I was asked last year to close the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, they didn't ask me. They didn't have to ask me twice. Ozzy said in a statement, I jumped on the next plane and flew back to England. I was honoured to close the Games, and this year I've been told they've chosen me to be name of the bowl. Which is going to be in the station. I can't believe it. I'm absolutely blown away, man. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just absolutely thrilled to bits. God bless you all. Like people right across our region, I cannot wait to see Ozzy take... Oh, who's this? Oh, there's the mayor? Is this the mayor? Added West Midlands. He is the mayor. Like people right across our region, I can't wait to see Ozzy take a pride of place in New Street Station in a triumph homecoming this year. Proud bearing the name of the Prince of Darkness himself, added West Midlands Mayor Andy Street. Who this? It truly shows how effective people have for this star of the Commonwealth Games, said Network Raleigh Chair Lord Peter Hendy. I can't wait for it to be unveiled on the station concourse in time for the first anniversary of the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. It's quite emotional for us, the people in Birmingham. We want the bull to become a permanent fixture, said Mike Kelp, the bull designer Autumn. So there you have that. A little bit of good news after some bad news. Blaze Bayley here announces first live shows after undergoing a quadruple heart bypass surgery. They'll probably get into the details on what that involves. But if this is a brand new image of him, he already looks like he's lost weight and looks a bit healthier in the face. Am I right or wrong? Does he look a bit thinner, or is he just sitting up straight in that big back chair? Tell me about it, okay? Blaze Bayley announces first live shows. Here we go. Former Iron Maiden singer Blaze Bayley will return to the live stage in October, 7 months after undergoing a quadruple bypass surgery following his recent heart attack. Earlier today, Thursday, June 22nd, the following statement was shared on Blaze social media. We are very thrilled to announce that Blaze has targeted his return to the live stage, starting with the original UK dates, which was scheduled for October and November, and now go ahead as planned this year. Thank you, everyone. We cannot wait to be back out there with you. Tomorrow and next week, we have an exciting tour news for 2024. And here are some dates. Blaze Bayley UK tour dates. October 27th, that's a little ways out. Then he's doing 5 dates in November. And it looks like, I don't know where these places are, but it's probably somewhere close to him. Earlier this month, Blaze released a new video message in which he thanked all the fans for the best wishes. Is that on here? Can we just go to that? Look at that gent. He's like, I should have cleaned them bleeding bloody pipes out a hell of a long time ago. He's already looking svelte. He looks like he's knocked 10 years off his face. He didn't need no plastic surgery. This is him. Let's see what he says.
Ha ha! It's me, Blaze Bayley. I'm back.
Oh.
At the moment, I am signing all my pre-orders for my live
BlazeBaileyShop.com.
Thank you so much for your good wishes. Thank you for your concern. I am recovering. It's very, very slow to recover from heart surgery.
Sure.
But I'm doing it, and thank you so much for your support.
Take your time, buddy.
Thank you for buying my tour merch to keep me going. Thank you for pre-ordering my live album, and I hope that I will see you back in action at the end of the year. I will be on.
Oh, there you go, old babe.
Thank you so much for believing in me, for sticking by me. Thank you. I'm Blaze Bayley.
You're not.
See you later.
You got to say, I'm Blaze Bayley, and you're bleeding bloody not. So there you have that. Get over there to BlazeBaileyShop.com. I don't know why you can't have BlazeBailey.com. But it's BlazeBaileyShop.com, and get yourself an autographed CD. And then put that in your Alpine CD player in your car. Iron Maiden, we're still going to be on the Iron Maiden because, we got one more story about Steve Harris. And he's got a few bleeding bloody things to say about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He ain't going to, Bruce is usually the one going, I don't fucking want to go in, but... I bet Blaze Bayley and Paul Diano and all of them would like to have a little taste of that, Come on! Rising tide raises all ships or whatever, right? Get down there and tell me that good saying, that good old saying. Let's see. Yeah, get down there and tell me what that is. In a new interview with Metal Hammer Iron Maiden bassist Steve Harris said that he isn't concerned about being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've never been worried about it. I'm not one way or the other. I'm not really against it or anything like that, but, if people get recognized there, that's fine. But I've never been bothered with it. He continued, we've never done music to be in some Hall of Fame or whatever. And also, if it was the thing that was voted by fans, that'd be okay. But the way it works, it doesn't matter how many fans vote. It only counts as one vote, so it doesn't really represent anything. I don't know how I'd feel about it if we did actually get inducted. Earlier in the month, Iron Maiden singer Bruce Dickinson told The Telegraph that he doesn't want to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because we're not dead yet, he said. Even though artists are eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 25 years, bobbity bobbity bob, Motorhead, I was pissed about that. Remember that episode? I was pissed off that Motorhead is not in there. But Guns N' Roses was inducted the first year that it was made available. I'll read the only metal artists that are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The only metal or metal-adjacent acts to have it in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Metallica, AC/DC, Judas Priest, Kiss, Van Halen, Rush, progressive rock, Guns N' Roses, Deep Purple. Now, someone's going to get all up my ass and tits about me saying Rush isn't... But are they metal? I love Rush. They're fine. It's great. Iron Maiden finished in the 4th place in the fan vote for this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction class. 4 years ago, Harris said that he didn't care that Iron Maiden had yet to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, despite the fact that they had been eligible since 2004. I don't mind. What did I bleeding bloody say to you? I don't mind that we're not in things like that. I don't think about things like that. I write juicy bass lines. I don't think about little awards. I think about sweet, juicy bass lines and melodies for Iron Maiden tunes. It's very nice if people give you awards or accolades, but we didn't get into the business for that sort of thing. I'm certainly not going to lose any sleep over it if it don't get any sort of award. Not just that one or any award. I don't think we deserve to have this or that necessarily with what we do. Whatever comes of it, great. Whatever doesn't come of it, it's great too. So, bleed off. All right, should we get a little more Dickinson over here? Dickinson made headlines in 2018 when he referred to the Rock Hall as an utter and complete load of bollocks. During a spoken word gig in Australia, insisting that the Cleveland-based institution is run by a bunch of sanctimonious bloody Americans who wouldn't know rock and roll if it hit them in the face. Bruce later told the Jerusalem Post that he was so annoyed with that coverage because they took my statement out of context to make it seem like I was upset that we weren't in the Hall of Fame. I'm really happy we're not there, and I would never want to be there, he continued. If we're ever inducted, I will bloody refuse. They won't bloody. See, the first time ever, bloody is actually in there when I say bleeding bloody. I will refuse. They won't bloody be having my corpse in there. So there you have that. There you have that. They just don't care. Look at the big smiles on their face when they're finally inducted, because after a while, you got to say, hey, but we better get them in here. We're starting to look like fools. So they're going to get up there and go, oh, we want to thank me mom, and I want to thank me dad and me uncle, and I want to thank God, and I want to thank, all the people that you would thank, Usually it's your managers, road crew, stuff like that. Sippy, sippy. It is time for your comments. As we do at the end of every episode here, we check in with you guys and what you have to say about the last episode or any old thing that happens to be on your mind. Let's start it off with good old-fashioned Ryan Wade. Running behind on watching, listening lately. Just wanted to say hello. I'm still here. And don't cut your hair. If you're hot, wear less clothes. And there's a emoticon of a peach. What does that mean? Is that my big juicy ass? Is that what's going on with that? All right, there's your heart. That's a good point. You take more, you take more clothes off. You're a little warmer. You're a little cooler, I guess. But I'm not going to cut it. The hair is still here. It's just up in the hat right now. Okay, so anyone that's checking out my daily what I wear, and you're like, oh, this guy's a real fashionista type. The hair's still there. And well, look at who seems to just have popped in here. Mike Buchanan. He's been away on vacation. He went to Canada to fight those fires. What did you do on your weekends? I'm back, baby. Survived the wilds of Canada. Bear, moose, Canadian cobra chickens. What? By far the meanest of them all, that's in those parentheses there, fought my fair share of forest fires. Hey! Ate way too much poutine. Oh yeah, I got a Canadian pal I work with. He says, you got to try that poutine. And Tim Hortons, everyone loves Tim Hortons. Did you go to a Rush concert? Survived going over the falls in a barrel. Wow. Okay, some of that is true. I'll let you figure it out. Okay, I'm going to say that the barrel thing's not true. Because you're not going to stick yourself in a barrel and go over. Unless it's got seatbelts in it. I'm saying everything else is true on this except the barrel thing. Still Mike Buchanan here. This week on movies that are bad, but we love them anyways, I give you a classic 70s disaster movie, The Big Bus. There have been movies about big earthquakes. There have been movies about big boats sinking. Movies about big buildings burning. Movies about German balloons bursting. And now a movie about The Big Bus. A spoof of a disaster movie genre, which was popular at the time. It follows the maiden. Would Airplane be put in there? You know, disaster. Okay, which was popular at the time. It follows the maiden cross-country trip of an enormous nuclear-powered bus. Oh, named Cyclops. What could go wrong? Go watch the movie and find out. Yeah, that's got to be your tagline, I think, Mike. Go watch the movie and find out. Like Geordie LaForge from Reading Rainbow. Don't take my word for it. I think that's, you end every one of them with that. Go watch the movie and find out. Still Mike Buchanan here. Having listened to the new Alice Cooper song, I'm Alice, I cannot wait for the new album to be released. And yes, I will be buying tickets to see her. I mean him, if he comes around to my area again. Seen him 3 times on tour so far. Slipping Kenny and going straight to Vinny and Agnostic Front, the soundtrack to my youth. One of the best hardcore bands out there. Used to go see them live in New York fucking City, baby. You better believe it. If you all remember, I had a friend whose older brother was a bouncer for a club in the city and would sneak us into shows. And yeah, we shouldn't have been there, but it was a different time and age. Oh yeah, I bet. Is that the A7 Club or whatever? What was that called? The A7 Club? These guys put on one hell of a show. Or Lamont. God, never mind. Okay, these guys put on one hell of a show. Mammoth WVH is one hell of a band, and I can understand why he doesn't want to play VH songs. He wants to be his own identity. Now, backyard, at night, with pyro and flashing lights, naked, my neighbors love me. What? Did I miss something there? He wants to be his own identity. Now, going to see a band live and they can't play. Okay, Jesus, I missed a whole line there where I was like, he's in the backyard doing what to himself? He wants to have his own identity. Now, going to see a band live and they just can't play live and play in backing tracks. I might as well stay home listen to the album in my backyard at night with pyro, flashing lights, naked. My neighbors love me, by the way. Guess Stephen has been feeling left out. What? Guess Stephen's been feeling left out. He's all over the news feeds. Stephen Piercy. And so he's just talking. Anytime you get on a podcast and stuff, they like to dig those out. It's great because you don't have to listen to the podcast. You just go, oh, is that what he said? Maybe that's interesting enough to go listen to the podcast. I know this one isn't interesting. You got plenty of time to turn this off and go listen to Eddie Trunk or whatever whatever you need to. And now, Jive Talkin Jokes. Mike Buchanan's Jive Talkin Jokes of the Week. Did you hear about the guy who dipped his balls in glitter? Pretty nuts. What do you call a dog with any legs? It doesn't matter. It's not going to come anyway. That's true. The way I read that sounded dirty, but it's true. It's not true that, whatever. I tried to catch fog yesterday. Missed. Did you know Yoda had a last name? It was Leahy-Hoo. Oh, jeez. That's great. That got me. Yodel-hee-hoo. My grandmother used to yodel like you would not believe. It was magical to listen to her. Oh, that's crazy. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies! That's pretty good. That might be a work joke right there. I saw a car being driven by a sheep in a swimsuit. It was a Lamborghini. A Lamborghini. Oh, God. Why do cows have hooves instead of feet? Because they lack toes. What do you call a blind dinosaur? Do you think he saw? Saurus. Do you think he saw us? Yeah. And finally, wrap it all up, I had cheese but no crackers. It was crack-a-lackin', son. There you go. Good job, buddy. Welcome back to the world. You know, I'm glad you went out there and fought those fires. Even when the animals are all running from the flames, and so he's fighting a bear off and, trying to douse the flames and, save his life at the same time. And his family with him. Oscar coming in here. I agree. Woefully Mammoth should create the play his own music. I just wish more of his genes were inherited from his daddy and uncle, so his tunes were more rock and roll. Aren't they rock and roll? I mean, what would you call Mammoth WVH? Hard rock? Hard rock? Do you ever think he'll ask David Lee Roth to come and do a chorus or something on a song? Is he still pals with them? I kind of get the feeling that everyone's on the outs with Alex. He's the real jerk, right? That didn't want to do the reunion or whatever. I don't know. It's still Oscar here, and we wouldn't have to try to answer his family's questions on Diver Down. Where have all the good times gone? Yes, indeedy there, sir. You got it. The guy's got to be his own man. He doesn't need to live in his daddy's. You got to tell your kids that. If you got kids, don't say, I mean, I love the idea of tradition and, well, this is what we do. We come from a long line of coal men. And we go down in the coal mines down there, and we just dig for 18 hours a day, breathing it in, breathing it deep, dying at 30. But you also want to say, sow your wild oats. When you kids are weird because when they grow up, you go through a nervous stage where you're like, oh God, they're taking the car, they're going away, they're doing this. But once you realize that they're smart human beings and they're, you're not controlling them with a remote control, then you realize they got their heads on straight. They know what they're doing, okay? I don't know why the hell I brought all that up. I think I'm going to say Gibson SG guy, but I'm going to say that's Sweeney. But just from the picture there, but I don't know for sure. I always love typo negative cover of Cinnamon Girl. Yeah, it is a damn good one. And I believe Peter Steele worked for New York City Parks and Rec Department. Yeah, I heard something like that. Like they were all plumbers and he was he worked in the Parks Department or something. There's a video on YouTube where you can watch Peter Steele as a very, very, very young man. It must be a friend of his that uploaded it, but he's literally working on a car. And that's the whole video. It's like 30 minutes long. They're listening to Carnivore, and he's just working on a car. It's pretty fun to watch. Check that out if you can find it. There's your heart, sir. A little bit more from him there. Love getting up, grabbing a coffee, and kicking back with some Jive Talkin. Think I'll change my last name to Lucy Fur. Hey, there you go. All right, so you got your heart. Sit back, relax. We're getting into Miss Althea here. The dumbstruck fool says Alice Cooper. Okay, we're on Alice Cooper. I've heard I'm Alice a couple of times, and it's a fun tune. Props to him for always crediting his band and not making it all about him. Yes. Even on a song with a blatant title like that, yeah, I will also put it out. Okay, I'm going to read that again because that's great. Props to him for always having crediting his band and not making it all about him. Even on a song with a blatant title like that, I'm Alice. I will also put it out there that Nita's recent solo collab with Dorothy, Victorious, is a good listen. I agree. It was a catchy tune. On Kenny Hickey, that is, of course, the guitar player of Typo Negative. My only comment with this really has nothing to do with the story, but the fact that this was the second time Peter Steele came up this week. A friend and I were talking about the passing of the actor Treat Williams. That sounds familiar. May he rest in peace. And how we found it odd that there was no mention of him being one of the first male celebrities, if not the first, to pose nude for Playgirl magazine. Yet it seemed like when Peter Steele passed, him giving the full Monty for Playgirl was always, it's not always full Monty. I thought that's what it was. It's just, here's the dong, lay down, there's the dong. He's on a swing, there's the balls, there's the dong. Is some of them just kind of posed in ways where you don't see the... Yet it seems like when Peter Steele passed, him giving the full Monty for Playgirl was always one of the top tidbits put out there about him. And yeah, there are jokes waiting to happen here, but I do not want to speak ill of the dead or risk being unladylike. What? On this male-dominated channel? Yeah, it's heavy, isn't it? I guess we made the dong jokes, didn't we? I will say this. He did say, I'll be in your magazine, okay? And I'll take the pictures you want, but I gotta be completely erect. I ain't doing none of this Floppy Johnson shit. I'm going full erect or nothing, buddy. I don't know if you even needed to know that, but that's the fun nugget that I heard. Wolfgang VH. Let's see. His "you should be able to play your shit" statement pretty much ties the topic up in a bow, and I agree with everything he said. Preach, Wolfie, preach. Yeah. You got to be your own man. Let him grow up, be big boy. He's already big boy with big cheeks. Stephen Piercy, yeah, he's not fooling anyone by not naming names when he's saying they came from Pennsylvania. However, just who took that band who came from Pennsylvania under their wing when they relocated to Los Angeles and had them as their opening act on a major arena tour for like a year when it was otherwise supposedly to be only 3 months. It errs on the side of sour grapes, since that band who came from Pennsylvania ultimately surpassed Rat in popularity, sales, and concert billing. Oh, and lest I forget to mention that Den bought me the Rat box set, as a just because surprise. Really? God damn, don't you love those just because surprises? It's probably been 20 years since I had one of them, but I love those where it's just like, what is this? Just because. I have to say it's pretty slick packaging and candid photos in the booklet, which is 16 pages and not one, okay? We got that figured out. It's 16 pages. From the band's personal collections are very cool. Still miss Althea here. I will throw out this week's bad movies we love anyway in Mike B's absence, and this is a 1976's Embryo. Ooh. Rock Hudson is a scientist who attempts to create the perfect woman in a test tube. Weird Science has nothing on this one, really. Ooh. I will simply leave it at that and period. End scene. There's Miss Althea. Couch Slouch here, coming in with a comment. I really wish I could just, because it's doing the thing with the ats, and I like to say the names and stuff. Love Stigma, been an AF fan since 85 or so. Vinny always seems to be having a good time. The Godfathers of Hardcore is a great documentary. Horns up, horns up. P.S. If there's no song on a crappy keyboard at the beginning, it's just not the same. Rock on. Thank you. That is getting the heart and the thumb. And then you got the P. Glenn. The P. Glenn, I haven't seen him around in a long time. The P. Glenn coming in with a lull. He could have, said more about that, but that's all right. We'll give him a heart anyways. Lull, there you have it. All right, get out there. Where are we going? Let's go Rikki Rockett, Sad Eyes. No one knows what it's like to be Rikki Rockett. Really quickly, I'm just gonna... B Street, the king of the beat. I hear you rocking that beat from across the street. Ha ha, beat is a blessing too, 'cause you can't let the streets beat you. Hup. Jive Talkin with your best motherfucking friend. Gonna have a little bit of fun and never gonna end, baby. Get your motherfucking every minute maneuver free. You're gonna have a little fun, get a little bun. Look out, baby, gonna squeeze them buns.